Alrighty, everybody! Welcome back into the Ravencourt Team League. We are here in our lower bracket final. Loser of this series takes third place. Winner of this series goes up into the best of 7 grand finals, which will be coming up next. So, housekeeping. This is a best of 5. No tournament shenanigans. No community bans. No meta madness. No tournament hero bans. No voted bans. No bans at the top of the screen. Hold over to the next game. It is good old Heroes of the Storm. 90 heroes are available at the start of every single draft, and we will be getting 10 heroes picked and played. We will see a lot of overlap because a lot of people like to play Blaze, and they like to play Blaze, and they like to play Blaze. Don't forget about Blaze. And as I said, lower bracket, best of 5. Loser takes third place. Winner goes on to the grand finals for either first or second. And what's the actual prize payout for third place? We know that fourth was determined yesterday, and they got 360 euro. Third place will be taking 540 euro. Second place taking 900 euro, and first place taking 1,800 euro. So very, very nice. Very, very nice on that one. I'm just kind of setting out stuff up on my other monitor over there. Lucio, Sylvanas, Maev, and Diablo will be banned away. Will this be first pick? Blaze. Threads was an instant no free. Required a mobile logins. You never bothered. Oh. Buy air conditioning hat. I'm sure they make one. There's these neck things that have like fans on the side, and a bunch of people I know have them, and I'm just like, dude, it's not that hot out, okay? It's not that hot. Like, it's I don't know. To me, it's so bougie. It's so bougie. It's like, ah, yes, this tiny fan on my neck. That's so great. That's gonna completely cool me off. Like, it's just gimmick. It's a gimmick. It's like back in the early 2000s when there were the handheld fans with the the propellers on the front. Remember those? And they took like 2 AA batteries and they burned through the AA batteries immediately. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's just now you don't have to hold it in front of your face. Johanna Chromie on the right-hand side, Blaze, Hanzo, Rhaegar. Now that right there is a Cho'Gall setup if I've ever seen one. Now that right there, for Vinland Raiders, is a Cho'Gall setup if I've ever seen one. Varian banned away, no Shattering Throw, no Charge Taunt setup. What are we going to get band-wise on the left-hand side? Chromie Johanna. Could see maybe an Anduin ban, get rid of another blonde hero. No, just Chastise. You can see Falling Sword, Light Bomb. Things like Hogger are still up and available, so you can see Hortipult plus Hogger with Light Bomb. So there's just, I think Anduin's a nice safe ban. You also get rid of the ability for Leap of Faith, because there's a bit of dive here on the left-hand side. They're actually going to get rid of the Hogger instead. Okay. They'd rather not fight Hogger over the Anduin. Exactly, Ashmantle, exactly. See, that right there is a Cho'Gall setup. You got a solo laner, you got a range assassin, you got a big ol' heal. Those are the things that you need for a Cho'Gall, and a man can dream, a man can hope. We haven't had a Cho'Gall in this tournament yet, unless I missed a match. Brightwing Dahaka on the right, so they'll get the double global. Realistically, if it's not a Cho'Gall, we could probably see something like a Falstad would not be too bad. Good poke damage. With hammering, could go auto attack build. Falstad into Dahaka would be it'd be pretty easy for Dahaka if Blaze wants to actually jump into the 4-man, but I doubt we see that realistically. Falstad does also get a lot of double soak stacks for his frequent flyer. Stitch's Junkrat? Okay. I like the Kerrigan. The reason I was thinking Junkrat is because Steel Trap is a really good tool to be able to throw down when the Gorge happens. So Stitch's Gorge, you throw down the Steel Trap, the Gorge ends, the target goes in the Steel Trap. Typically you have Sticky Wicket, so there's a silence on top of the root. But Kerrigan, she's got that Impale, she got Primal Grasp, a lot of control, a lot of good dive, a lot of good burst. I like Vinland Raiders, what they put together. Last pick on the right-hand side, that'll be the Falstad. Triple global for the members of Adventures scripted by Hopaka. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Map number 1 in our second best of 5 of the day. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the stream, be sure to sub. At least drop a follow. Costs you $0. And we are pushing up our sub goal, so every little bit helps us out. Full-time streaming. All right, loading on into Infernal Shrines. Let's see what we got going on here. Let me write us up a prediction really quickly. Which team wins Infernal Shrines? We got Vinland Raiders versus Adventure scripted by Holpaka. Twitch Gamble's going. Thank you, Ash Mantle. And we've got a right side Adventure scripted by Holpaka. Marielle will be playing your Chromie. We'll see a Ren on Brightwing. Holpaka playing Johanna. Mai on the Dahaka. And Lim will be your Falstad. Left side of the map, we just saw them in a previous best-of-5 series in the upper bracket finals. Vinland Raiders. Nano playing Hanzo. Stitches to be played by Skog. Sven on the Blaze. Death Knight Rhaegar. And Ultralisk will be your Kerrigan. Triple Global not like this? Why? What's wrong with that? Scatter going out, a hook from Stitches. Kerrigan looking to play off of that hook, anticipating it to connect, but no one to be found. Symbol Geometry, Hanzo, Patrick Creation on Stitches, Feral Heart on our Rhaegar. We'll see Hyper Shift for Brightwing, Enhanced Agility, Dahaka. This is going to be Piercing, once again the first time for Chromie. And Auto Attack, Frequent Flyer for our Falstad. Alright, Arcane Punisher, top lane, rotation down to bottom. Rhaegar uses Purge on the Brightwing, and she goes down. Vinland Raiders pulling out first blood up against Adventure scripted by Holpaka. Uh-oh, Holpaka here avoids the combo from Kerrigan, but can't avoid enough damage from the enemy team. A double kill early on for Vinland Raiders as they want to go back into the Grand Finals, or they want to make their way into the Grand Finals for revenge up against Exodia Stack, who did knock them down here. Arcane Punisher will be our first Punisher of the map. Blaze lands a propulsion, phase shift from Brightwing, Falstad in top lane. Gets a bit of damage, forces Blaze Sven to tap the well. Meanwhile, camps are going to be grabbed all around the lower section of this map. We had right side stolen away, left side grabbed by Kerrigan, bottom picked up by Death Knight and crew. Sonic Arrow scouts out the Chromie. I mean, I'm sure her Sandblast were also going to give her positioning away. Johanna looking for maybe a flank here. Rhaegar gets the dismount, getting a couple autos in. Slam from Stitches. Holpaka getting chunked a little bit here. 9 stacks for our Hanzo right now on Simple Geometry. He's going to charge up that Stormbow. Gets a nice scatter off the fort front gate, and we'll be able to pick up 4 more stacks. Explosive Arrow was the level 4 pickup. Sven in top lane getting dropped down to 30% of his HP. Kerrigan with the Primal Grasp. No pull onto anyone into the Impaling Blades, but Kerrigan, Sharpened Blades level 4 was picked up, and we'll continue to try and pick up more stacks on that one. 11 out of the 75. And 30 seconds or so to go, so we'll have the Arcane Punisher announcement now. Falstad flies in. The global factor coming through. Rhaegar does go down to the Johanna damage at the end of all of this. Kerrigan Blaze on the left-hand side working on that siege camp, the Fallen Shaman. And with so many camps early on, the experience from that kill is pretty much going to be mitigated by the advance, the camp grab, excuse me. The advanced camp grab. Alright, so bottom lane wave looking pretty good here. Falstad floating around, checking into top. Dahaka lands a drag onto Skog. He's going to return with a bite to the face, a little devour, chomp. I forget the name. Devour. Slam from Stitches. Sonic Arrow goes out, scouting things a little bit here. Hopaka stepping up. Condemn, setting up some skeletal defenders to be cleared away. Oh, it's Monkey Brightwing. It's my least favorite skin. Jet Propulsion denied by an Iron Skin. Hanzo, simple geometry's done. Falstad flies up. That's a lot of good damage onto Rhaegar, and he once again will be picked off. Sven Blaze is going to go down. A big soothing miss activated by Brightwing, while Ultralisk was looking for the combo, and Ultralisk is going to get sniped by Chromie. A very quick
triple kill
around this objective phase. Make it a... Oh, wrong button. That's... Ooh, NA lag. NA lag. NA lag. Sorry, chat. NA lag. Whoo-wee. My ping is currently 1,900. My ping is currently 1,700.
Red team has summoned an arcane.
All right. Well, that sucks. I think I should restart my game after this. All right, looks like we're good. No big deal. Knock on wood, we're all good. The Punisher does go over to the side of Adventure scripted by Hopaka. A phase shift onto Blaze, or onto Dahaka in the bottom lane. Polymorph onto Kerrigan. Body blocks are pretty good. Falstad flies in as well. The Impaling Blades come out, but that is enough damage amplified by Falstad to find the kill into bottom lane. Nicely done. 10 talents here. Will be faster on the right-hand side of our screen, so let's see what they get. That's going to be a lot of damage. Onto the Johanna, she does go down. Vinland Raiders at least find a kill to bolster their experience, but we got heroics at the top of our screen. Bless Shield, Gust, Temporal Loop, Isolation, and Blink Heal. On the left-hand side, what are we going to be seeing as the Mortar Punisher will be coming up here in about 2 minutes. Somewhere, I think, close to 8 minutes in game time, we should be seeing it. A drag from Dahaka, lands on a Nano, tries to get a scatter, but it doesn't matter. Brightwing has the auto attack needed. Gorge, Ultralisk, Dragon's Arrow, Bunker, and Ancestor Healing. As a reminder, Dragon's Arrow is the giant stun. Hook, Gorge, onto Falstad. He's not going to be hit with a Jet Propulsion. Not behind the gate. Tanks a Tower Shot or two. Kerrigan ravages in. And it was a little haphazard, but it does work out at the end for the members of Vinland Raiders. The Hook Gorge coming through. Dahaka pushes up onto the top lane for it. He'll back away as Blaze does rotate up here. Gonna maybe... Nope. I thought there might be a Jet Propulsion into the face of Dahaka, but no, it's gonna be held for the time being. Sven just starts working on the wave. Dahaka does the same. A little respect right there. Bottom lane Impaler camp started out by Kerrigan. And Adventure scripted by Hopaka. They've got the 7 kills to 4. They're gonna have a slight experience advantage, but as I mentioned before, those early game camps, the early game soak and rotation seemingly keeping this Vinland Raiders crew close to experience by about a quarter to half a level. 67 stacks on our Kerrigan Sharpened Blades. Falstad goes in with a few autos onto the fort, tanks a bit of damage. Meanwhile, Kerrigan lands a combo onto Dahaka. The hook right away. Ultralisk is summoned as well by Ultralisk. A gust from Falstad pushes away the enemies, and it's actually enough to dissuade. And that engagement will be over. Sonic Arrow gets the vision of Johanna rotation. Falstad, I don't believe, will be seen in all of that.
This shrine gathers power. Claim it in my name.
The rhyming, I do my best. Thank you for noticing. I try my best. For all of you, phase shift into the bottom lane area. We have a hook helping hand. Temporal loop onto Ultralisk. He's going to be pulled into a really bad position, and Ultralisk does go down. Another hook attempt from Skog here. No level 13 just yet. Doesn't have that fishing hook 40% range increase. You heard that little growl from Dahaka. He was popping some essence. There's the fishing hook completion since level 13's in. You have the meat hook, right? Yeah, meat hook and serrated edge. Oh, wait, hold on. Blazing top lane. I think he forgot what side of the map is his. He's rotating the wrong way over here. Falstad will chase in with a couple autos. I think Blaze should be able to make it out. He's going to throw down an oil slick that will slow as long as it's not ignited. Speaking of things ignited, Blaze Pyromania will be activated there. Bunker comes down from the Fire Bat as he's able to jet propulsion to the north side of this engagement. Kerrigan looking for a combo. Top fort does go down. First structure to fall on the map. And now it looks like Vinland Raiders should be able to get this first, or this the second objective phase first for them. And maybe I was too early to say that. 10 Skeletal Defenders to go, but now adventure scripted by Holpaka stepping in. Gorge onto Holpaka immediately. This Johanna. Isolation onto the Kerrigan. Iron Skin activates. Big Condemn. That's Kerrigan to go down first. Temporal Loop onto 1. And they will be deleted. That is going to be the Blaze. Gust onto Scope. Puts him into this corner. Death Knight in the bush as well. Nano gets picked off. Death Knight jumps in. Gets the bite onto one of those Skeletal Defenders. But Death Knight does go down, and that's going to be a team kill for the side of Adventure scripted by Holpaka, who are going to hold this Punisher in the middle of mid lane, and that will be cleared out before it gets much siege value. Actually, it still will advance forward, but I don't think the fort front gate will be completely annihilated. I say that, but of course, Falstead, Johanna, Dahaka, they've all headed to the top lane. It's only a Chromie to clear things away, so this Punisher does get some value, but still, mitigated by the pentakill. Nicely done. Falstead cannot get the top lane for it. They want to take this down. Holpaka's burning a lot of resources to just stay around and tank damage, and it's not that big of a deal. I think there was a phase shift, though, from Brightwing. I want to say there was. Feel like the Johanna Gorge was a mistake. Well, I mean, you gorge the enemy main tank, and then you lose all 5 of your teammates. I think that's a fair assessment. I think that's a fair assessment. Excuse me. But they got objective. I mean, totally worth 5 deaths. Yeah. I mean, they got the objective, they got fort front gate, and they got 30% of the fort health bar. Yeah, totally worth. I would absolutely agree with you. No kappa whatsoever. No sarcasm coming out of my voice. Pro tip from Bronze 5. The objective is all that matters, regardless of the situation. Yes. I've sacrificed everyone on my team, but we got a Mortar Punisher. Yeehaw! We didn't deserve your wisdom, but we always needed it. Thank you, Serious Wolf. Uh-oh, Kerrigan, saved by a Dragon's Arrow. The Ancestral Healing will come through in time. She lands a nice Primal Grasp Impale. Dahaka, though, will return with a Isolation followed up, or a Drag followed up by Isolation. Rhaegar got low. Death Knight will not fall. And Frozen Punisher top lane should be announced in a minute or two, I do believe. Oh, chat, last night I watched Expendables 4 because I did a 7-day trial for Stars through Amazon because I needed the trial to watch Pitch Black in Discord on Friday. So I was like, oh, let me go through the Stars movies and see if there's anything that I want to watch. I saw that there's Expendables 4 and I was like, I have not seen this. And I know it's going to be bad. And I watched it. It was absolutely god-awful. It was horrible. It was so bad. Like, there was so many, like, there's this whole motorbike scene, and I was just sitting there just cackling, because it was just so dumb. Like, they shoot at a jet plane that seemingly is made out of cardboard. Jason Statham's character then jumps... like the airplane that they shot at, that, as I said, looked like cardboard, it of course conveniently is shaped now into a ramp after getting shot. He then jumps over the enemy on another motorcycle, tilts his motorcycle midair, and shoots down at the enemy. And then lands perfectly. Dahaka goes down here. Oh, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. A hook from Stitches goes out. We had the Dahaka kill early in this engagement. Let's continue to see what actually unfolds here as the Ancestor Healing will go out onto Ultralisk, and it looks like a gust to push away the enemies because this fight is kind of awkward on the side of Adventure scripted by Holpaka. You lost a viewer. The cat got bored between series and wandered away. Wow. Yanthor, what a true Twitch viewer. Oh, there's no immediate content in front of me. I guess I'll just go somewhere else. Your cat is truly a Twitch viewer. I need to be constantly entertained, like a child. I cannot sit through downtime. My attention span can't handle downtime. So bad it's good? No, Looney Tune, it's not. I wish I could say it's a bad good movie, but it's not. It's just not good. Like Megan Fox is in it and she is awful. Like her acting is horrible. Yeah. 50 Cent's in it, and they use the Candy Shop song out of nowhere. So there's that. Yeah, it's nah. Yo, Stark, good morning, bud. So bad it's bad, so bad it's bad. So bad it's bad. Isolation onto this. Kerrigan, a drag is attempted. The Bless Shield goes out from Johanna. Condemn pulls in a few enemies. Ancestor healing down onto Rhaegar as he did have the Sins Exposed hit onto him for that minus 35 healing. Bunker activated by Blaze Temporal Loop from Chromie. Pulls back Rhaegar, and that'll be Blaze falling as well. Chromie, by the way, did go Piercing Sands level 20. Punisher did get picked up on the left-hand side for Vinland Raiders. It doesn't seem like it matters. Adventure scripted by Hopaka. They want this map number 1. Did Vinland get every objective? No. The first objective, I believe, went over to Adventure scripted by Hopaka. And I believe that was the top lane Punisher that got some damage. Yeah, because it was first Punisher, but then there was that massive team fight in the lower section of the map while the Punisher pushed up. But after that, Vinland Raiders have gotten every objective. Yes. But they have sacrificed quite a bit for every objective, it kind of feels. Stitches will go down. Hanzo to fall as well. Midford is obliterated, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is a rotation into bottom. The next Punisher is in bottom lane, Arcane Punisher. A double kill has come through. The mini wave is pushed up a bit. Dahaka's going to tank some damage. Actually, looks like a time trap is thrown down on the ground. That'll tank a bit. Another time trap out as well. Nicely done from Chromie. They're playing to the far side of the keep like they want this to be the end of map number 1, and I can't blame the members of Adventure scripted by Hopaka. They had a little bit of a wobbly start in the first few minutes, but really came through with multiple multi-kills. Multiple team kills, I do believe, as well. And this core is going to fall rapidly. This is looking pretty good. Wind Tunnel from Falstad pushes away the enemy's Crystals from Kerrigan is activated. That'll be broken down, and she will be taken out. Nicely done from Falstad. The Temporal Loop onto Sven pulls him out of position. Doesn't matter, though. There's not enough to defend the core, and Adventure scripted by Hopaka will take map number 1 in this lower bracket final best of 5 series. GG, well played. I'm watching Person of Interest in one of those sci-fis that is so bad it's good. I saw, so on the list of movies, there was like this Western movie, and I was looking at the cover of it, and I was like, this reminds me of Black Dynamite, just the cover art. And then I was reading into it, and it's like from the director of Black Dynamite, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching this. I'm literally watching it tonight. I have to find the name of the movie here. Let's see here. Where's my watch list? My stuff watch list. There we go. Outlaw Johnny Black. Outlaw Johnny Black. Like just the cover art, I was like, this literally looks like my gosh. Literally looks like the cover for Black Dynamite. So, I'm gonna watch that tonight after stream and I make bread and stuff like that. So, alrighty, welcome back everyone into the Ravencourt Team League. We're in the lower bracket final. On the left-hand side, we have Vinland Raiders, who are gonna opt in for first pick priority as the losing team of map number 1. On the right will be Adventure scripted by Hopaka, who have chosen to take us to Twitch sub.
Ho. Ho.
Stilgar, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub. Thank you for the generosity in the stream. Thank you. It's very nice of you, my friend. Appreciate it greatly. Sylvanas, Maiev will be banned away. All right, I don't hate that whatsoever. Pretty much the same bans we've had throughout the stream today. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like, I don't know, a Genji or a Hanzo ban. Same things we constantly keep seeing. All right, Hogger will be banned away. And they get rid of him for Garden of Terror. It actually makes sense. A lot of good bouncing areas. He's strong for soloing camps, and wave clear is good from him as well. Oh, looks like I won the random subscription lottery. You did. Congratulations. Welcome back to the Bahamut, Baba. Enjoy your ad-free viewing and your amazing emotes. Amazing tier 1 emotes. No ads for you. Thank you again. Thank you again, Stilgar. I appreciate that greatly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So first pick. Could it be Blaze? Do you think it could be Blaze, chat? I wonder. Would it be Blaze, or maybe they'll consider a Blaze? There's a possibility that the members of Vinland Raiders will consider a Blaze. I don't know if you all have thought about this, but maybe Vinland Raiders want to take Blaze. I actually wouldn't be surprised though if Adventure scripted by Holpaka go into the Johanna again. That has been I wouldn't say like a crutch hero. Like it's not like he's leaning on it to try and win games, but it is something that we do have Holpaka playing consistently. Brightwing, Falstad are going to be grabbed early, so they're still looking for the double global. That was very efficient in map number 1, so I like the double pickup on the double global. Pick up 2 more picks for the side of Vinland Raiders on the left here. They could be looking for their main tank and healer with the Blaze. Could be going into a healer assassin. Apparently Genji voice line is louder than Rhaegar's, and Rhaegar just got shut down right there. A Cho'Gall setup is on the left-hand side, of course. We got all the pieces in place for a proper Cho'Gall play, but I don't think we're going to get it. But a man can dream. I was trying to help a no Prime guy, but I'm new to this, so happy to pass along to anyone. So if you want to gift a sub to a specific person, you can click on their name in chat. So if I were to click on Trainwreck's name, there's literally like follow, whisper, gift a sub. If you want to just gift a random sub, there's like a button like right here, I believe. And if you push that button, then you can gift like 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, whatever, however many there are. So yeah, there you go. That's the thing. But either way, Stilgar, I appreciate the generosity in the stream greatly. Thank you so very much. Yanthor. Of course, Twitch alerts don't feel like working right now. Hold on one second. See, can I skip and then resend? No, we gotta let it play out. Okay, there we go.
No.
Twitch sub.
Oh.
Twitch alerts can be a little buggy. Big surprise. Yanthor, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub as well. Thank you so very much. It's the 7th gifted sub in the channel. Thank you. Varian, Dahaka were banned away, so no double global on the right-hand side. There's the Johanna again. Yrel was picked up for the solo lane on Garden of Terror. Left side, we still could be seeing a Cho'Gall, but I don't think they're going to lean into it. Maybe Lost Spike. Oh, no, that's actually fine. Okay, never mind. I thought they were going to be missing like a main tank or something like that with the draft picks, but no. Shimada Bros for Vinland Raiders, and what will be the last pick on the right? We have Falstad so far. I'd love to see more damage. Chromie is up and available. Her artillery is fine for this map. Mephisto is a great pickup as well, his ability to dive in. Granted, Anub'arak does have spell armor stuff. Blaze has spell armor stuff, so maybe they go into more auto attack direction. Li Ming wouldn't be a bad pickup either. Yeah, I actually, because as I was looking at it, like, there's some decent ability. Even Genji has spell armor as well, so a mage doesn't work out too well. So I think this is going to be a very auto-attack heavy composition. I think Falstad will go into auto-attack build. Secret Weapon will be able to lay out the objective. Cassia, I'd like to see Lightning Fury, but it could be... or Lightning Stroke level 1. But it could be Charge Strikes as well. Either way, a fun draft from both sides. Thank you everyone for being here, and let's get into the game. Oh, sorry, I'm on iPad. Oh, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I appreciate the generosity, so thank you very much again. Every little bit helps out the stream quite a bit, so thank you. Which team wins Garden of Terror? Map number 2. In our second best of 5 of the day on the right-hand side, we have got Adventure scripted by Holpaka. Holpaka playing Johanna once again. Mai on the Arel. Ren playing Brightwing. We've got a Lim Falstad and Mariel on the Cassia. Left side of the map, looking to put one up on the board in this lower bracket final. Elimination best of 5. We have Vinland Raiders. Ultralisk playing Hanzo. Skog on the Anubrax. Fen Blaze. Death Knight Rhaegar. And Nano will be your Genji.
4, 3.
Mid lane engagement is set up. There's the frequent flyer for Falstad, as I was anticipating. Simple Geometry Hanzo. Light Thunderstroke for our Cassia. I do like this quite a bit. A lot of good poke damage. A lot of good poke damage from Cassia with that one. Hyper Shift. Natural Agility with the Agile Dismount. Feral Heart as well. Anubrak. Oh, that was 4 quick stacks. Anubrak is going to go Regeneration Master at level 1 as well. Down over in bottom lane. Falstad, I believe, scouted out the Blaze, who did kind of wrap around the bush there. And then Falstad's going to step out here. Hammering thrown out. No secret weapon value. Big Anubrak burrow in. The Impale comes through as well. Soothing Miss activated by Brightwing. And Sven backs away, able to tap well. Anubrak activates his Carapace. And Hanzo rotates down here. He's going to look for a quick stack, quick scatter stackage. Gets a nice one off of Falstad. Rhaegar bites in. But Falstad, with the spell armor and the mobility increase, or the movement increase, will be able to back away behind the gate for safety. Raiders easy dub. What's up, Last? How you doing? Cassia Rhaegar, or the Cassia and the Falstad is very good together, I agree. I like the Cassia pickup quite a bit. As I said, there's a lot of ways for the spell for spell armor mitigation, or spell damage mitigation is a better way to put it. So I think this auto attack direction was really, really good. And Valkyrie is going to be a good tool to pull people out of position. Ball Lightning can be a nice brawling tool. But there is a lot of mobility between Blaze, Anubrak, Hanzo, even Rhaegar, and of course Genji. So if you do Ball Lightning, they can break it easy. What? Twitch sub.
Oh.
Baba, thank you for paying it forward and gifting a sub to Trainwreck. Thank you so much for that support in the channel. Thank you all for the gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for being a bunch of awesome people supporting the channel. It makes me feel a lot better waking up at 4:30. You know, you wake up at 4:30, you start stream at 6 a.m. And it's just like, ah. Was it worth waking up this early? But of course, for all of you, it always is. Thank you for the generosity in the channel. Appreciate it very, very much. Top lane siege continues. Bottom lane counter siege as well. Looking into top lane, Yrel jumps over the wall. Sven hit with a righteous hammer. Fort front gate being taken down. Yrel seems to be doing just fine. Peeking back into bottom lane. The siege is not equal, as the fort front gate still has the gate. The 2 towers do go down. And top lane opened up a little bit more. Phase shift from Brightwing. Falstad flying down towards bottom lane. He'll land in the bush. Alpaca a little bit low. The hammering goes out. Ultralisk has the natural agility over the wall. 4:30 to 6 a.m. takes that long to do your hair? Well, of course, Kyle. Well, let's see. I have to take a shower and wash my beard and stuff. And washing the beard takes long because it's a lot of hair. So shower takes about probably half an hour to 40-ish minutes from start to finish, you know, because then you have to do the beard stuff afterwards and dry off and put on underwear and etc. And then I gotta feed Bandit and let him outside. So we're already at like, so from 4:30 we're already at like 5:10-ish. And then I gotta feed Bandit, let him out. I actually do that first, and that only takes 10-ish minutes. So we're at 5:20. And then I gotta make breakfast. Eggs and bacon takes about 20 to 30 minutes to make. And basically, I literally finished breakfast at 5:50. Bandit wanted to go out once again. I let him out, and I sat down on my PC at 5:55. Like you wear underwear. You got me. You got me. That's why I turn off my camera when I step away from the from my scene. I don't want you guys. I don't want to stand up and you guys see everything. Morning poop. But I mean that's usually in there too. Yeah. I didn't want to be too gross. Nano almost taken down in top lane. We did have our first blood on the right-hand side. Whoa, we got a big gamble on this one. Holy crap, chat. Nicely done.
Best not fight over it.
Nice big gambles on this one. Righteous Hammer onto Skoke here. The phase shift in from Brightwing. Shuriken's flying in from Genji. 35 stacks from him for him. 13 regeneration glows for a Nubrak. 16 scatter stacks on our Hanzo. No subdone on the Johanna. 12 auto stacks for the Falstad, as well as 24 stacks for Lightning Fury for Cassia. Johanna steps up, gets the subdone, and doesn't die. That's the big thing. Usually, we see a Johanna stepping in for a subdone, and she gets picked off right afterwards. But nicely achieved by our by Hopaka right there. Camp will be stolen away. Cassia does get a dismount with a Lightning Fury, currently 27 stacks on that one. Iron Skin activated by Johanna to try and chase onto the enemies. Condemn pulls the Anubarak. And now keep in mind, what's the big deal with Subdue being done? Well, you have an 80% slow, and you don't need to hit 2 heroes to trigger that. 2 or more. Iron Skin is unavailable, but Falstad apparently takes down the Rhaegar in the top lane. Johanna's still trying to get away from Blaze. A Jet Propulsion can't wiggle away in time, and that will be Johanna falling in the chase. More subs that way? What, if I don't wear underwear? I think Twitch would I think Twitch would delete my channel. I'm not on Twitch's secret echelon list of important streamers. Righteous Hammer pushes back your Blaze and Anubarak. Urel's still trying to chase onto Sven here. Falstad floating around. He was out of vision for a few moments, but our next seed is in the bottom center of the map. Vinland Raiders, they could be summoning Garden Terror. I don't think Adventure scripted by Hopaka will give this away. We didn't talk about heroics, by the way. We did cycle through the other numbers, I do believe. Ancestor Healing, we have got a Dragon's Arrow.
Somebody please get this man a
Sub. Looney Tune, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub to last. Thank you all so very much for the gifted subs. Thank you for that support. But Ancestor Healing, Dragon's Arrow, Cocoon, Bunker, and X-Strike. Twitch sub. Urel jumps in. Ball Lightning from Cassia. Ultralisk gets the Ancestral in time. But yeah, Ball Lightning, Ardent Defender, Gust from Falstad, Falling Sword, and Blink Heal for the Brightwing. Thank you, last, for the gifted sub. Man, I'm loving this pay it forward dealio we got going on right now. I am very much loving that. Thank you all so very much. It's so funny to me. The person who gets gifted a sub is then gifting a sub. That is very generous. Thank you all so much, chat. You put a smile on my face. Anubarak burrows in, lands a decent amount of CC. Falling Sword from the Johanna. Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo is pretty massive. Soothing Mist from Brightwing. Hopaka's low. Condemn pulls the enemies in. Is there a Shield Glare to try and deny some damage? Rhaegar and Johanna traded. Shuriken Mastery done by Genji as Urel is able to back away. Traded kills. Seed goes over to the right-hand side. Blaze pushes up mid. Top lane taking Siege Giant damage. It's looking okay for Vinland Raiders here, but thank you again, chat, for the crazy generous gifted subs.
You would best be ready to get
Sorry about that.
heroes.
Cassia takes down the Genji in bottom lane. Ball Lightning wasn't used. Looks like his mobility was currently unavailable. Good Hanzo ult. That was a big Dragon's Air. I was expecting more kills off of that, but hey, getting one, that still is a nice moment for the side of Vinland Raiders. 3-3 in our levels. We've got a top left seed favoring the positioning of Vinland Raiders.
There it is. Gather the seed before the enemy does.
NA arrow because it was a 5-man hit. I agree, yeah. I absolutely agree with that. Scatter from Ultralisk, poking onto the enemies. He finished out that level 1 a while ago. Falstad Brightwing floating around over here. I was thinking that there might be a dive onto them, but it's just Genji over in the top lane for the time being. Yrel charging things up and clears out bottom. Nubrak tries to find Falstad, misses the burrow charge. Falstad moves up towards the fort. Brightwing blinking over to the side. A hammering out from Falstad. Johanna falling sword. That's pretty good. Ancestor healing will come through. Big condemn setting up. Maybe a subdue slow. Ball lightning from Cassie is fantastic here. A lot of members playing volleyball. Death Knight getting a little bit low. Blaze gets a jet propulsion that stuns up the enemies. Yrel, Ardent Defender, as well as the Hand of Freedom jumps in, but she immediately gets bursted down. But she won't fall. The polymorph is good. Genji, X-Strike doesn't get any sort of kill. And that will be Genji going down. Yrel taps well and immediately tries to jump back into the engagement. No? No, actually, no, she does. Yeah, she quite literally tries to jump back into the engagement, trying to figure out who they want to go for. Anubrak is currently doing the Storm League thing where he's like, yeah, my team's losing. I don't need to rotate up to them. He's like, guys, we got to soak. Bye-bye, Sven. Yeah, unfortunately, Skog was busy, like, pushing up mid and stuff. That was a little awkward. That is a little awkward. I think I just heard the first fort go down. I think this fort just fell. I thought I heard the crumbling of a structure. Garden Terrors will be summoned. These will be at about 50% on all 3 lanes. Yeah. Garden Terrors won't be pushing up any extra further, or they won't be spawning further up, but they also won't be spawning too far back. There's a slow onto Nano. No condemn to pull him into the boss stun. Overgrowth Plant is here. Hopaka taking a chunk of damage, but he's got some friends around and kind of was baiting Genji into this positioning as Cassia Brightwing do enter into this engagement. Overgrowth Plant will be cleared away. Garden Terror. Actually, it's Marielle tanking a couple tower shots. Garden Terror starts slamming its way through this fort in bottom. Falstad pushes up the wave in top. And the big thing to note is that when the Garden Terror attacks, it does lose HP on top of obviously tanking shots. So Falstad pushing up top lane allows that Garden Terror to arrive to the keep. It does have 50% HP. The bottom lane fort does go down. Mid Garden Terror is already cleared away. 16 talents here on both sides. We do have the Crippling Hammer for the Falstad, which increases the slow from 25 to 50%. And also the Hammering Explosion slows as well. Ardent Defender tanks a couple shots, gets a little bit of healing. Anubrak Regeneration Master's done, so not only does he have the higher threshold of regeneration, but he also gets a nice chunky extra 500 HP. Take a look here really quickly and see Anubrak's got 4,530 HP. Cocoon onto Brightwing. Yrel still chilling in the bush with the Avenging Wrath. Righteous Hammer splits the enemies. Ball Lightning comes out from the Cassie. The Falling Sword from Johanna as Ball Lightning does expire. Death Knight down to 50%. Ultralisk on this Hanzo trying to get away, but the body blocks come through. Sven looks for a jet propulsion to create a window. The Dragon's Air from Hanzo does help out a little bit. The Ancestor healing onto one target. Genji Swift strikes after the X-Strike, looking to take down this Cassia. Does she have a way to return damage? Rhaegar goes in for the bite. There's going to be an immediate blinded by the light from Cassia, level 4, that surge of light. And Rhaegar does go down. Swift Strike from Genji, deactivates Deflect. He gets hit with a Shield Glare. Cassia wants to try and chase him down. One Lightning Fury is not even needed. It's a Fend from Cassia as Hanzo, the lone defender, will be here in mid looking for a scatter to poke at the enemies, but that is that. Beautifully done from the side of Adventure scripted by Hopaka. Picking up 4 quick kills, but oh no, Johanna is fine. Activates the Iron Skin after getting hit with a Impale Burrow from Anubrak. My gosh, I needed a cup of tea already. Nice barrel roll away from our Falstad. Jet Propulsion from Blaze doesn't get a stun. Seed spawning in the top center of the map, and it is about level 18 to a little more than level 19. Siege Giants will be grabbed here. Man, Adventure scripted by Hopaka. They want to go up in the series. They want this to be a 2-0 lead entering into map number 3 for a quicker series. I mean, obviously, the shorter the series is, the better it is for Adventure scripted by Hopaka. They go in, not exhausted, into that best-of-7 grand finals, which is coming up next. Winner of this series goes to the grand finals. Loser takes 3rd place and 540 euro. 540 euro. You can type into Google and figure out what that is in USD or your country's currency. Urel jumps in, sees a lot of enemies, doesn't try and steal away the camp. Nubrak with an impale. Hold on a second. Nubrak fended, polymorphed, and Sister Healing is just a little too late. Gust Wind Tunnel from Falstad went for Death Knight, who's going to be able to back away and spray the Team Liquid logo. Good attempt from our Falstad to try and get another kill, or at least set it up, but a massive minion wave bolstered by the Bruiser camp will push onto this keep in top. Falstad bear rolling back. Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo onto a few. The Falling Sword from the Johanna with the Heaven's Fury at level 10, or level 20. Falling Sword rains down Holy Bolts, dealing 110 damage to enemies, healing allies for 149, and reducing the cooldown by 1 second for each hero hit. So Johanna, 13 seconds on Falling Sword, baseline 50. Hold on, mid lane. Another engagement, 10 seconds on a Nubrak death timer. Keep front gate is going to be annihilated here. Oh, Cassia charges in with a fend. You see that sort of AoE big burst, that's the inner light. Activate to heal for 25% of your maximum health over 5 seconds. Enemy heroes hit with Lightning Fury lower the cooldown of this ability by 10 seconds. Or is that, no, it's actually, is it Surge of Light? No, it's Surge of Light. Sorry, my apologies. Level 7 is the one that you're seeing. After taking a 1,425 damage with Avoidance activate, Cassie activates Avoidance to deal 482 damage to nearby heroes around her. That's what the activation is, that AoE around. While I read talent descriptions, Rhaegar and Anubrak will go down. The Garden Tear Seed will be picked up by Adventure scripted by Hopaka, and this bottom lane keep is now being assailed by the crew of Adventure scripted by Hopaka. The Righteous Hammer onto Hanzo. He's looking to back away. He's polymorphed, and Urel gets the last auto needed. Deflect activated by Nano. No one attacks him, and Brightwing with the Arcane Flare will take down the Cyber Ninja. And I think Crush might be happy to find out that the Overwatch crew is going to be going down. Almost, well, 2/3 of the draft is Warcraft, actually. Cassia Johanna being from Diablo. Blaze won't be taken down. No Finland this game. And that is going to be core falling from Finland Raiders. The Wind Tunnel from Falstad pushes Blaze back into the Hollow Storms. And ladies and gentlemen, Adventure scripted by Hopaka, getting revenge for yesterday's best of 5, but also one map away from going to the grand finals. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get set up for our 3rd map. We'll see if Vinland Raiders can rally here. Let's go ahead and pay out the people. Adventure scripted by Hopaka did win that map. I'll let you see these. Do you have a Finland sound button? Yeah. I'm trying to think of what kind of story do you want? You want a story of an amazing date I had? You want to have a story of just, I don't know, like a horrible time? I don't know. I need a little more clarification, Yanthor. Give me a little more topical. Give me a little bit more of a filter for the topic, or I guess not a filter. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but either way, before we get into the story about someone I dated, apparently, Vinland Raiders will be on the left-hand side of Towers of Doom, map number 3 in this best of 5 lower bracket final. Adventure scripted by Hopaka, aka Ash, are 1 map away from punching their ticket to the grand finals. The best of 7 is coming up next. My first lover. Lover is a very, very expansive term. The first girl I ever dated, her name was Michelle, and we would go to the movies like every single Friday. No, we go to the movies on Saturday. I met her. So I used to do this thing where on Saturdays I would go to one of the ski resorts in Metro Detroit. I do air quotes because Pine Knob, Mount Holly, Alpine Meadows, and Brighton, they're all literally like old trash hills. They're tiny. Like the running, not even joke, the running statement is the lift takes longer than the run itself. It takes you longer to go up the lift than it does to go down the hill. And so I met Michelle there. It was basically like it was like a ski club thing, and you would like go out they would rotate the hills every weekend, and you go out, you get a lesson, you go skiing, stuff like that. So I met her through there, and then typically on Saturday nights after we would all like get bussed back, and then our parents would pick us up. We would then have our parents like take us to Birmingham, which I know it's a weird way to say it, but it's Birmingham, Michigan. It's like a very bougie upscale area. And we would go to the Palladium Theater, and we would go see a movie, and we would sit close together and hold hands and kiss. Detroit is famous for its mountains, right? Yeah. Yeah, Detroit's really known for its mountains, yeah. I've been to the highest point in Michigan. It's in the Upper Peninsula. So you have your Lower Peninsula, and you have your Upper Peninsula. And up over here in the Houghton area is the highest point in Michigan. I had a buddy that went to school at Michigan Tech, so one summer I went to go visit him for a week. So, well, like he was literally like the college town was pretty much shut down. So it was really nice. We had most of the town to ourselves. So we drank beer, went on hikes, and it was a really fun time. Birmingham, Michigan. Yep, Birmingham, Michigan. Also, Stark, I'm so slightly anxious that I encouraged the D&D group to make a bad decision. Like, I finished D&D last night. I was laying in bed watching a horrible movie, and I kept thinking to myself, what if my idea is the worst idea, and everyone comes back to the session next week, and it's all my fault? But then I was like, well, the other direction for our D&D group seemed really awful, and this seemed like the most achievable objective for us, so I don't know. I'm anxious about D&D for next week, but we'll see. Let's talk about some Heroes of the Storm, as I have told a random story about my teen years, actually. Left side, we got a Lucio, Tahaka, Hanzo. Right side will be Diablo Blaze, Vikings, Maev, and Stitches have been banned away. We'll also see a Brightwing, Johanna, and a Chromie, so target ban onto the Hopaka Johanna there for Towers of Doom. Sven will have his Vikings banned away. Lucio, Dahaka, Hanzo. We could legit see actually a Cho'Gall. Like, jokes aside, we could see a Cho'Gall inside of Inland Raiders. I don't know if they want to go that direction, but the setup is there. I only gave you bad decisions. See, that is honestly how it felt, Stark. It felt like, do you want to deal with this horrible situation or this horrible situation? It's kind of like XCOM. The way that I kept putting it in my brain was like, this is like XCOM. I have a choice to do a hard mission that is going to take me a while and be difficult, or I can do a hard mission that'll take me a while and be difficult. Like those are the two options. I don't know, but logically this seems like the most achievable for us. Well, this is a very weird looking Sergeant Cho'Gall as we get Sergeant Hammer Garrosh. Yanthor, to add to the, if you're curious, the bad date, I had dated someone for a very long time. We lived together, and we went to her friend's wedding, and her friend and her were not really good friends, and it was pretty obvious, but she was like, my ex, or my girlfriend at the time, was very vehement about wanting to go to the wedding, and I was like, you know what, you want this, we'll go. And I'll never forget, we got to the wedding, her friend had sat us at a table of just like random people that like it's that one table where they just don't know where to put people, so they just put us there. And I remember that my ex and I had like nothing to talk about. Like, we didn't even have like chatter between us. And I was like, in that moment in my mind, I was like, this is not going well. And we ended up breaking up months later. Not even months. A couple weeks, actually. All right, my love life aside, let's get into Towers of Doom. That relationship wasn't very good. She was mean and cruel. I wasn't the best. I didn't cheat or anything like that. I wasn't the best. I could have been. I could have been a better person too. We both could have been better people at the end. All right, Gamble is gone. Let's go ahead and get on into map number 3 in our second best of 5 of the day. We have got Mai on Blaze for the side of Adventure, scripted by Hopaka, Ren on Malfuri, and Lim to play Sylvanas. Hopaka on the Diablo, and Marielle will be your Li Ming. God, she looks so angry. Her eyebrows make her look so angry. Left-hand side, we have Vinland Raiders. As a reminder, this is the lower bracket final. Loser of the series takes 3rd place and €540. Winner goes on to the grand finals up next. Skog playing Garrosh, Nano on the Hanzo, Death Knight Lucio, Sven with Dahaka, and Ultralisk playing Sergeant Hammer. Wow, Sven doesn't have to play a Blaze for one game. Your D&D sessions sound fun. You should stream them. No, D&D sessions are nice where I can just kind of enjoy my time with my friends. People have mentioned streaming D&D sessions in the past, but I prefer, it's a nice time for me to just enjoy joking around with friends and being off stream. I live so much of my life on stream already that it's nice to have something that's not. Lim in top lane, getting chased down. Lucio gets first blood on the left-hand side for Vinland Raiders. At the same time, you're level 18 plus with multiple Wishcasters, so I don't mind. It gets better if you guys make more developed plans, but you can also YOLO it too. I think our plan was pretty well developed. Get on the be invisible, get on the ship, and then do stuff. You know, the plan only went bad because someone failed a stealth roll. That's the only reason the plan went south. Our plan was fully formed to get on the boat and then decide what to do from there. It's you know, what do they say? It's a working title. Baha needs his time away. I mean, yeah, I only take 1 day off a week, really. Oh, Stark, I had to show you the Baja Blast Splish Splash Summer Bash Bingo Extravaganza event, I guess event card, if you can call it that. I made a little graphic for the tournament next week, and I'll show you after this game. I was showing chat earlier. I also got the approval for Corsair giveaways. They were actually literally like, we're kind of out of the... We don't have any more available for this month, but they were like, you know what? Go for it. They were like, we like what you're doing. We want to support it. We'll figure something out. So next month I won't ask for a giveaway. I think is a good way to kind of balance it all out. Lucio and Garrosh in mid lane, threatening onto Blaze. Activated Pyromania. Some scatters from Hanzo. 9 stacks currently on for Nano. Fully formed. Yeah, our ideas are very fully formed, up until when they're not. I mean, the idea was completed, it's just what we did after we got on the boat. I mean, that was the next step. You can't plan everything. It's like when my dad was a chemist and he was doing an interview for a major chemical company and they said, what would you do in the event of a fire? And my dad literally goes, well, I don't know. I don't know where the fire is. I don't know the situation. Like, I'd have to react to the situation as is. And that's a very good answer, to be honest. A very good answer to something that is kind of theoretical. I mean, who knows? Is the fire in the lab? Is the fire near explosive things? Or is there a waste bin on fire because someone dropped a lit cigarette in it or something? I don't know. This was also the 90s. So... Hell, my mom used to tell me stories about how doctors in the major hospital in Metro Detroit literally would walk into a room, set their cigarette down, pick up a baby, do a diagnosis or, you know, check a newborn baby, put the baby back in the mother's arms and pick up the cigarette. One of the best doctors at that hospital was like was a whole pack-a-day smoker. Like, imagine being a lung cancer doctor and you smoke a pack a day. That was that guy. That blew my mind when my mom told me that. That absolutely blew my mind. Sappers in top lane. One of them goes into the tower of the fort. We have Sylvanas activating Black Arrows, which will lock down the fort in top lane. Sven rotates up to try and find a drag. Scatters get a dismount. Soundwave from Lucio as well, but Sylvanas had a Haunting Wave activation in time. I want a glass cannon Li Ming. I would like some pizza for dinner. Alright, Li Ming grabs well for bottom lane. Double objective phase coming up next. 36 to 32 in core HP currently as our double objective phase comes up, so we'll have still one team leading by 4 points. Well, that's not true. We could actually see double objective channel by one side. As this Li Ming gets really low, Death Knight jumps into the backline trying to make something happen, but it's Holpaka with so much control. Death Knight with 15 HP, but Sylvanas has that splash damage, I believe, from her Shadow Dagger, jumping over to Lucio. I'm actually really curious here. This. No, it was just a basic attack chased after Lucio. I thought the Shadow Dagger damage over time, but no, just a bunch of basic attacks from Lucio, from Sylvanas get that kill. Nicely done. Diablo is full on souls. He does have that sacrificial soul level 4. Looks like Malfurion gets the channel. Sylvanas is rotated towards top lane. Sergeant Hammer's going to try and float in. That's a good scatter onto the Li Ming. Gets one delay for her. Q from Hanzo. This Malfurion gets a quick heal. Sylvanas still up in top lane. Checking really quickly on the Dahaka really fast. He does have he doesn't have Brush Talk available. The Arcane Orb tried to dissuade the enemies there, but it's Hanzo still getting the kill onto Diablo. Sorry, it's tickle in my throat just as that happened. Sylvanas is rotating back into the team fight. Diablo's souls were expended. He's down to 25. We're post level 10 as well. So reduced soul consumption. Dragon's Arrow onto 2. Cleanse from Malfurion. The BFG comes through. Blaze goes back in with a jet propulsion. Sylvanas goes down. Warlord's challenge. That is a very dead Diablo. Holy heck. Okay. Not sure about that Blaze, but I guess he had assumed he was dead either way, so just tried to help out the team. Not 100% sure on that one, but either way, it will be 4 shots into the right side core of Adventure scripted by Holpaka. Simple geometry done. Tissue regeneration 7 of 10. 12 of 15 for the Warbreaker Garrosh. 35 souls on Diablo currently, as well as... Oh, no other questing talents. No other questing talents. I thought there might be one, but nope. (32 to 28). Leading for the side of Vinland Raiders. They do not want this to be a 3-0 series. They do not want to take 3rd place, but holy heck, that was a lot of good damage from Li Ming. Heals from Lucio continue. Sapper camp in bottom lane will be cleared away. Nicely done. To Hawk up in the top. He'll clear out this Sapper camp. Scatter from Hanzo and a little Groundbreaker from Garrosh getting the 13 stack. I thought there was going to be some sort of pressure onto Diablo, but none to be applied. Diablo blasted back with a concussive blast of Hammer. And also gets the dismount there immediately. Single altar in the center of the map. 13 talents here will be slightly faster. Wailing Arrow and the dive onto Hammer is fantastic. A Dragon's Arrow will come out a little bit late. The Apocalypse from Diablo met by an Indomitable of Garrosh. Meanwhile, Dahaka trying to land a drag, finds the Sylvanas. Taunt onto Diablo. He does go down. Hammer traded. Sylvanas does not get hit with the isolation, but she Haunting Waves right next to Garrosh, who lands the Groundbreaker, finishes the level 1. Dahaka thrown in, looking for the drag. I think there might have been a miscommunication there, but this will be 4 shots out from the side of Vinland Raiders. As I mentioned, they want that map 4, and they may find it, but that's 1 delay from Malfurion, 5 seconds on Diablo, 15 on Sylvanas still. A good route from Malfurion. Maybe they can take down Lucio! And absolutely, big old burst from Li Ming. No level 13 glass cannon. Sorry, chat, it's going to be Illusionist for our Li Ming. Skog with a channel. Is there any sort of interrupt? Blaze wants a Twin Flame and gets it in time, but Blaze is not going to be sacrificed for delaying things out. Hammer Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get Garrosh delayed again. Wait, Li Ming. Magic missiles come through. Diablo Shadow charges. That'll be the actual connection. Haunting Wave in from Sylvanas, and Ultralisk saw what happened last time to that, so we'll be able to boost away. But 4 shots into the enemy core, and ladies and gentlemen, it's a 28-28 core game. Even core HP here on Towers of Doom between the Raven Lord and the Gravekeeper. Hammer Hover Siege is active. Hanzo did use a Sonic Arrow to scout things out. Couple Widow Mines in this corridor here. Will discover the Sylvanas, but not like she was going to flank or anything like that. 3 Sappers. Maybe moved into bottom lane. Blaze coming down here as well. Maybe looking for a flank on the left side of this engagement. Hasn't been scouted. Dahaka's showing in mid. Here comes Blaze. Jet Propulsion on to the Hanzo. High five from Lucio is not going to be enough. Li Ming gets a reset off of the Lucio death. Li Ming, or Sylvanas will Haunting Wave in. Dragon's Arrow to try and create some space. Diablo Shadow charges Garrosh into the wall. Blaze Jet Propulsion's in. Haunting Wave from Sylvanas goes in as well, but this is a bottom lane bell tower picked up by the side of Adventure scripted by Hopaka. Double objective phase, top left and right, should be announced momentarily. Hammer will start regaining control of bottom lane bell tower once it's back to full HP. About 1 minute until we'll have our upgrade onto the bell towers as well as the center teleport opening up. Good burrow from Dahaka, denies the shadow charge value from Diablo right there. Blaze starts this camp, 17 seconds on objective phasing. Death timers are still relatively low, so you'll have everyone back and ready for Vinland Raiders to channel the left-hand side. Hammer's still working on bottom. Li Ming's gonna dissuade her. No, actually, she's just gonna clear out the minion wave. Nah, magic missiles are thrown in. We do have the mirror ball level 16. Left side engage. Ooh, that was a nice combination. Did see the siege tactics activated. Looks like the bottom lane sappers could be fed in here. Li Ming clearing out the wave. There is still a fight breaking out over here in this top lane. Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo. Top lane bell tower does go over to the left-hand side. Li Ming still trying to push these in. Li Ming gets the kill! And 3 sappers over the wall. We could be seeing a 15-shot objective. This could be 19 shots realistically. 3 from sappers. 12 from objective channeling, and maybe another 4 from boss? Maybe? I don't know if that's too aggressive, too egregious. But holy heck, it is going to be 15 shots either way. More like Hunting Wave, if am I right? No, you are right. That was good. That was clever. I like that one. Here, you get this. So there's the extra shots going in. Down to 13 HP. Man, what a turn. What an insane moment right there. Currently have a 15 core HP difference between these two teams. Obviously from the last objective phasing. It was 28-28. 13-28 now as Garrosh steps in. 16s on both sides for Palantir. A level lead on Adventure scripted by Hopaka. Diablo goes in. That's a BFG through a few enemies, but Hanzo and Garrosh immediately go down. Li Ming getting reset after reset as she dives in further onto the Sergeant Hammer. Bottom bell tower does get converted back over to the side of Vinland Raiders. Li Ming is going to push in these sappers. Looks like there's a call to go mid. Let's see, does Sylvanas have black arrows available? She does. Blaze clears out the wave. Haunting Wave. There's going to be an immediate lockdown onto the structure. Diablo goes to top lane to zone the enemies back. Apocalypse is available if he wants to make something happen here, and Hopaka gets chunked a little bit. Blaze in the death zone, activates bunker. Diablo shadow charges in. Oh, the scatter from Hanzo! The last breath of Hanzo. And I think 3 sappers did go through bottom lane. No, they didn't. No, sorry. The sappers went into the bottom lane fort. Sorry, I misread the math. So top bell tower gets picked back up, but mid and bottom go back over to the side of Adventure scripted by Hopaka. That was a good scatter. That was a funny scatter right there. All right, Diablo souls were expended for that. Triple altar phase coming up. 2 to 6 in shots. 20 talents here on the right-hand side. We got the Hellgate for the Diablo. He actually Hellgates away, trying to get the overpower into Garrosh right there, who throws Diablo out of position. Garrosh still goes down. Isolation on Diablo. We have Sylvanas getting the bottom-most channel, or the center channel. Apocalypse coming out. Li Ming gets another reset. Dragon's Arrow from the left side of the map, but Sergeant Hammer I don't think is going to be saved by that. She's caught between a Blaze and a Sylvanas. And now Wave of Force with the repulsion. Hanzo pushed out of position. Shadow Charged almost goes down. Sylvanas with the channel on the right-hand side. Malfurion with the Moonfire to get the kill, and it looks like this is GG well played. Adventures scripted by Hopaka. They want the 5th kill. They want to signal to the enemy team of Exodia Stack that this is... He doesn't get it. No Finland achieved, but this is the crew of Adventure Scripted by Hopaka getting revenge for yesterday's upper bracket semifinal, and we'll make it into the grand finals coming up next. All right, everybody. Grand finals time. Grand finals time. Let's get everything set up for it. Let's run.